Go.
All right, unboxing the Famag drilling rig.
Right.
All right, so what we've got here, this is the 160 version, which I think is the smallest version.
Can we order in the bigger versions if people request?
Yeah, we can, but really your limitation is that the only difference I think in the bigger version is they're longer this way, and you would only use that if you had a massive long auger bit that you were doing construction work for. I think for furniture this is going to be heaps. All right, so what we've got here is how it comes out of the box. Now, in addition to what's here is these guys, which are clamps to clamp onto, say, a stringer for stairs, so that you can get your angle sorted. So that runs back and forward to whatever your angle setting is. You can see on here the angle notch.
Yeah, nice.
Whatever you want to call it, scale.
So does that mean if you're doing like balustrades like Cameron was,
Yes.
you
Perfect.
could just use this?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it will clamp onto the side of your string.
That's the go.
Perfect. All right, now what I've done here, what I've found was the limitation, because what I'm trying to do here is drill some extra dog holes in this bench. I've just done one here, but I only had them to here previously. But my limitation here was the rig would only go down so far because the springs lock it off and this guide block lock it off here. And that guide block has various size holes, and it just stops when you've got a big long auger bit. It limits the amount of flex that bit gets. Now in our application we're using a brad point bit, so I'm not going to have a problem with flex. So what I've done, I'll put this one away. What I've done is I've taken those blocks out, so you'll notice that there's no guide block in here, and I've taken the springs out. And what that allows me to do is to drop that drill all the way. Now this is stopping on the blocks, and I've still got an extra 50 mil there. So this is about 90 mil. So I could potentially drill up to, well really, I think the length of that drill bit there. So that gives me a lot more scope. And because the brad point, I don't really need the springs to make it return. So that's just been taken off by taking this top portion off here. Just a grub screw, and then everything slips out, and then I put it all back on. So pretty straightforward. Now, this is the one that I had previously, and as far as I'm aware, it's the only type that you can get other than these. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But what we've got here is a plastic base, and still adjust to angles and so forth, and you can still set your depth stop. I can't adjust it. You can still set your depth stop here and various things, but we're very limited here by a very small chuck. And
Looks like it'll fall over when you put a drill in it.
yeah, well basically you clamp your drill into here. And there's also quite a bit of play. You can see that there's quite a bit of play. So my experience with this in the past is it's not as accurate as I'd like to be. And it also doesn't allow me to get the travel that I can get with this guy. And obviously this, you can see this is like quite heavy duty in comparison. Very heavy duty in comparison. So, all right, so here we go. So I'm running into this hole here. So I'm just gonna align my brad point bit here. This is a 19 mil. I don't know whether I need these clamps or not, but I'm gonna put it on anyway.
And these are in the shop right now, aren't they?
These, yes, I have one in store. They're not cheap. They're about 800 bucks Australian. So it would be great. I think where these come in really handy is if you're doing a lot of this kind of work, and we're also going to demo doing Windsor chairs, like cutting angular holes with a drill bit and with a reamer. So I think that's where they really come into their own if you're doing that kind of work. But it's quite an investment. I guess it's like, it's probably similar to buying a reasonable quality drill press, without the drill in it. So certainly for us, very useful and well worth the money. All right, so here we go. We've got the drill clamped in this. The drill needs to have, I can't remember what the size is, but you'll see on here.
Feel free to heckle, Scotty.
What's really critical is that your drill will fit into that little housing into there. So I think most drills have that. Most
That's high tech, is mate?
All right, ready to roll?
Oh man, I've been recording this whole time. It's a nice drill, mate.
Great drill. And that's also hit the stop here, and we can see we've busted out the other side. Now, if you wanted to protect that bit of tear out that you get there, just clamp another block on the underside. That will stop that. Keep it nice and clean. But that's basically it.
Just busted a move, mate.
Busted a move. How good's that? Done.
Oh yeah.